Thinking about booking a Virgin Voyages cruise? I've made a list of the pros and cons based on my experience sailing Virgin for the first time on the Resilient Lady. We visited Greece and Croatia on the 7-night cruise. Hands down, my favorite thing about Virgin is that it is adults only. That means that there are no kiddos running around and screaming to ruin your perfect vacation. Another thing I loved are the wristbands that they put on you when you get on the ship. They act as your key card and your wallet through the entire cruise. They stay on nice and tight, even if you're swimming, and you just swipe to pay for everything on board, and it's linked to your app, and so you always know what your balance is. Speaking of balances, it's nice to know that on Virgin, all tips are included in your fare, so there's nobody looking for a handout at the end of your cruise. Now, surprisingly, a lot of people think they're young partiers on these ships in their 20s, but our cruise had people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. I'm in my 40s, so that was perfect for me. Another surprising thing for me was that I really enjoyed spending time on my balcony. A lot of the cabins on Virgin come with balconies, and I really enjoyed the famed red hammock. It was fantastic. There is no upcharge to visit any of the specialty restaurants on Virgin Voyages. This was Pink Agave, one of our favorites. We thoroughly enjoyed dining here. Another one that we dined at is The Wake, and that was upscale. And again, no upcharge to dine here. Another thing that's great about Virgin is that there are no intercom announcements. I like to sleep in on my vacations, so I appreciated that they didn't cut in at 8 or 9 a.m. like some cruises do. Now, there is a con I will talk about later, but overall, I really like no intercom announcements. Another thing that's great is you can use the app and make your restaurant reservations 45 days in advance. This is Razzle Dazzle, one of the specialty restaurants. You can go here on the first day of the cruise, and they will help you make reservations if you don't already have them. Now let's talk about the entertainment. This was the 80s themed night dance party, and it was phenomenal. Really knocked my socks off. Very impressive. Overall, the entertainment is terrific on Virgin Voyages. I was really impressed with the comedy shows. They were highly entertaining. They had 2 of them on the cruise ship. Another thing I liked was this show called Lola's Library. It's kind of like a Cirque du Soleil show, so no shortage of entertainment on Virgin Voyages. Now let's talk about some of the cons. And when I say cons, they're not necessarily negative. It's just more about a personal preference. The first thing is when the ship's about to take off, they give out free champagne. But since they make no announcements, unless you're out there on the deck, you wouldn't know. Pro tip is to get out there and grab a couple of glasses because the whole experience only lasts about 10 minutes. The other thing is drink packages are not all inclusive. You can buy them, but they're in increments of about 100. And if you go over the amount, you won't get your money back. Drinks are about $14, so just average out how many you drink per day, and that should give you an idea. The other thing is that the pools are really small on Virgin Voyages. You can see they're very crowded. We actually didn't go into the pools at all. The upside is if you like to swim at night, the pools were basically deserted. Now these are screenshots that I took from the app, and overall I did like it. I like that you can just use it to order more water, towels, whatever you need without having to call anybody. The downside to it is that you really do need to be on it to stay in the know. They push a lot of things out that you'll miss if you're not on the app. But personally, I want to be enjoying my deck or enjoying the blue caves that I went to see. I don't want to be glued to my phone. So I felt like I missed out on some things because I didn't have the app open. Another con, and this is not limited to Virgin, is that shore excursions are really pricey. All the ships do this. We booked our shore excursion through a separate company, and it was great because we saved a lot of money, and I highly recommend you do that. The downside is if you don't get back to the ship on time, they will leave you. Overall, we loved our Virgin Voyages cruise. I loved that the dining and the entertainment was exceptional. The price you see is the price you get, and it's adults only. So I definitely would recommend sailing with Virgin, and I hope that we sail with Virgin again. I know they've got some great cruises coming up. If I've missed anything, let me know and I'll answer it in the comments.